Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm sharing something that completely transformed my life and might just change yours too. 6 months ago, I was drowning in financial anxiety. I was making decent money, but somehow I felt completely powerless over my finances. I was told to just save more and stop buying so many lattes, but the real problem went much deeper. What I discovered during my 90-day financial transformation was just about money. It was about breaking free from societal expectations that keep women financially dependent. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Let me take you back to where this all started. I was sitting at my kitchen table, staring at my bank statements. Despite working just as hard as my male colleagues, I realized I had been conditioned to 1. Feel guilty about spending on myself. 2. Avoid investing because it seemed too complicated. 3. Leave major financial decisions to the men in my life. 4. Prioritize being nice. Over-negotiating my worth. The breaking point came when my friend Jake casually mentioned he had been investing since his first job. While I had been keeping everything in a savings account, earning basically nothing, when I expressed interest in learning more, he laughed and said, "Don't worry about that stuff. Just focus on budgeting." That condescending comment lit a fire in me. Why shouldn't I understand investing? Why was I expected to just budget better while men built wealth? As I started researching, I discovered something shocking. The financial industry has systematically excluded women for generations. Consider these facts. Financial education is marketed differently to women, focusing on cutting back rather than building wealth. Investment platforms historically used language and imagery targeting men. Women are often discouraged from taking financial risks, even calculated ones. The good girl mindset teaches women to be modest about money and not appear greedy. This isn't just about personal choices. It's about a system designed to keep women financially dependent. And in 2025, despite all our progress, these subtle messages still permeate our society. I realized that true financial independence wasn't just about learning to invest. It was about breaking free from these limiting beliefs. I decided to embark on a 90-day financial transformation journey with 3 core principles. 1. Reject financial intimidation. 2. Learn the investing strategies typically reserved for men. 3. Build a wealth mindset, not just a saving mindset. First, I committed to financial education, not the watered-down budgeting for women content, but the same resources used by serious investors. I spent 1 hour every morning studying investment strategies, tax optimization, and wealth building. Second, I started investing, actually putting money into the market instead of just saving. I began with index funds, then expanded to individual stocks, and even cryptocurrency areas women are often discouraged from entering. Third, I joined investment communities and spoke up, despite often being the only woman in the room. The initial dismissive attitudes only strengthened my resolve. What I didn't expect was the social pushback. As I became more financially confident, I noticed subtle and not-so-subtle resistance. Male friends suddenly questioning my investment choices. Despite having less knowledge, female friends saying I was obsessed with money. When I talked about investing, family members suggesting I was becoming too aggressive or unfeminine. Dates who seemed intimidated when I mentioned my financial goals. One particularly telling moment was when a colleague said, "It's great you're saving, but don't you worry, men will find your independence intimidating." That question revealed everything. The expectation that women should limit their financial growth to appear more appealing to potential partners. The underlying message was clear. Financial dependence makes women more desirable. Despite the pushback, I stayed committed to my transformation, and the results were remarkable. I built my first diversified investment portfolio. I negotiated a 15% salary increase by researching market rates. I started a side business that generated additional income. I created a comprehensive retirement strategy decades before I'll need it. Most importantly, I developed unshakable financial confidence. The most powerful change wasn't in my bank account, though. That certainly improved. It was in my mindset. I no longer saw money as something to feel guilty about or intimidated by. I saw it as a tool for freedom and impact. And something interesting happened. Other women started noticing. Friends began asking for investment advice. Colleagues wanted tips on salary negotiation. My mother even opened her first investment account at 58. Here's what I've realized. Financial literacy isn't just about personal gain. It's about dismantling a system that has kept women economically disadvantaged for generations. When women control their own money, they can leave unhealthy relationships, can fund causes they care about, can start businesses that change industries, can retire comfortably without depending on anyone else, can pass financial knowledge to the next generation. This isn't about beating men or rejecting partnership. It's about ensuring that when women do choose relationships, they do so from a position of power and choice, not financial necessity. And that, I believe, is what makes the patriarchy so uncomfortable. Women who can't be controlled through financial dependence. So here's my challenge to you. Commit to your own financial transformation journey. Reject the subtle messages that say money isn't for you to understand. Embrace financial education not just as a personal goal, but as an act of liberation. Drop a comment below, sharing one financial goal you're working toward. And if you've faced pushback for your financial ambitions, share that too. You're not alone.